Hey everybody, happy Sunday. I hope that wherever you are and whatever you're doing, you are having a most excellent day. I know that I normally say happy Sunday, and I've just realised, that some of you guys live so far east of the Greenwich Meridian and I live so far west of the Greenwich Meridian that by the time this goes up on a Sunday morning for me, it might actually be Monday morning for some of you guys in Australia, New Zealand and other countries that are all the way over to the east, towards the eastern side of the international date timeline. I'm pretty close to the west side. So anyway, I hope that wherever you are and whatever you're doing, you are having a good day. The chickens are finally going to bed. That's what that noise is. You probably can't hear it, but it's getting late in the evening here on Friday. This is the last thing I have to do today other than edit videos. And I wanted to talk to you about a topic that's been on my mind for a while, and that's energy savviness. But first, before I do that, let's get the other stuff out of the way. If you are in the United States and you are preparing to celebrate Thanksgiving this week, I implore you to be smart and safe. I hope that most people decide to stay home and celebrate with the people that they live with and don't travel hundreds or thousands of miles to be with their family, especially if they have older family members or people who are immunocompromised. Right now, COVID is just ravaging the United States. I think we had 180,000+ new cases today in the US, and that's truly scary. And I'm lucky I live up in the country. I don't really have very many people near me, so I can wander around my yard without a mask on, unless, of course, we have other people over, which we've done a couple of times in the last week for filming, actually, for this channel. It's the only time we ever have people drop by, and they always wear masks and we always keep a distance. But if you are celebrating Thanksgiving, please be smart about it. Let's just leave it at that. So let's now talk about what I wanted to talk to you about, which is energy savviness. Are you an energy savvy person? Now, obviously, if you're watching this channel, the chances are that you are somebody who likes electric vehicles. You might own one, or you're considering owning one, or you have some other form of clean green transport. Maybe you just bicycle everywhere, in which case you are awesome and you have my utmost respect. I cycle every day on a stationary bike. I go through Peloton. And at the moment, my knees and my thighs are killing me because I had 2 really big, insane hill climbs this week. And so now I've got painful thighs. Call it old age. Anyway, because you watch this channel, I'm going to assume that most of you are interested in being energy savvy. That means knowing how much energy your things use, maybe turning them off rather than using standby power mode. Maybe you have one of those systems that tells you exactly how much energy you're using at any one point. Maybe you've done some things like put extra lagging in the loft to increase the insulation so that you use less energy in the winter. Maybe you live in a home like this one, which is 100% powered by electricity. We don't have a gas furnace, we don't have a gas stove, everything is 100% electric. And we try and do our best to keep everything as energy efficient as we possibly can. So today, I want you to share with me all of the things that you do to try and reduce your energy consumption. Now, at this house, I think I've talked about this before, our energy bill is quite high because we have 3 servers currently in the house. Most of them are working for Transport Evolved, and they're for the videos and things like that. And sometimes if people are working with us, they want to upload things to the server at night time when I'm not trying to use the network and we have a really slow internet connection. So all of that means that the servers have to remain on all the time, which is quite energy intensive. But other things we do try and turn off when we're not using them. We try and use smart energy, light bulbs. We don't have an energy monitoring system, but I want to get one of the kind of open source energy monitoring systems for the home. So that's one of my projects in the next year or so. And obviously we try and charge our cars up when we know the electrical grid is not under high demand. And in fact, we have just signed up for a pilot smart grid charging project. I don't know if we're going to be accepted onto it, but if we are, obviously we will talk to you about that in the future when we have that, once we've been given permission to talk about it, and hopefully we can share our experiences with you here on the channel. I know that we are not as energy efficient as we could be. And I know that there are some people who go to great extremes. So tell me what your energy efficient hacks are, whether it's, even if it's just like making one of those things we used to have when I was growing up, like we used to call them sausage dogs, a Dachshund style draft excluder that goes underneath the door to stop the draft, because that means then you keep the heat in the room in the winter, maybe only heating one room. I knew a guy who lived up a mountain in Wales who in the winter, this is how extreme he was. He used to be a heating engineer, but in the winter time, he literally lived in his kitchen because he had an old farmhouse and he had a kind of a wood stove in his kitchen that he would cook on. They basically lived during the day in their kitchen. Everyone sat around the kitchen table. There were a couple of comfy chairs. The rest of the house, they didn't bother heating. I don't think many people are that extreme, but I would love to know what you do in the comments below. I'm going to go now because I'm well aware that the sun is setting behind me through those trees, and it probably means that the video quality has started to drop off a cliff, and that's not very good. So thanks for watching. Thanks to the amazing people who are scrolling by on my right. You can join them by following the links below. Also, you could send us some Ko-fi or you could send us some Bitcoin. We do have a Bitcoin account that we check on regularly, and that is one of the things that we do. We have Bitcoin on an older computer that we don't use for anything else, and I haven't got around to transferring the wallet, and so what we do about once a week on a Sunday is I'll turn that server on for a half an hour, update the Bitcoin, and then I'll turn it back off again so it doesn't use any energy during the week. Also check out the swag store. We've got some new designs, or rather old designs from the old store will be coming over in the next couple of weeks, so check that out as well. I'll be back tomorrow with more great stuff. Next week obviously is Thanksgiving, as I said earlier on in this video, which means that we won't be producing a whole lot of content, so bear that in mind. And if you don't see me next week, then I'll see you the week after. Thanks for joining me. Keep evolving. Now chickens, are you going to go to bed?